today's program. One black and white image and scan and edit. And I have a panorama shot, 360, and editing that to a 360 image for Facebook. So let's start with the scanning. And find this image is 85 millimeters by 60 millimeters. So it's a one-on-one copy. This the preliminary zoom in a little bit. Just gonna take the photo. I'm not interested in right there. And I usually scan way larger than need be because it's much easier to get things out when there's plenty of pixels. So I'm going for really large. Well, 133 megabyte file is not big, but and I scan, even it's black and white, I scan it in color. And let's see what we can make out of this image. This image definitely has shows some edges, but kind of the silver is not fixed properly, so it's very often blue shade. And that's one of the reasons why I want to scan in color. Once I learn well enough to edit things, I can always go back, because that's usually normally the case. That year or two, I'm a lot better at editing now. So, let's see, getting too dark, getting basically on here is the histogram, so I should be getting just about available on this. And there's no need for color correction here because it's basically a sepia image, and I will treat it as a black and white. And that's about it. The most important thing, the histogram, and where it's going to go. Okay, I'm going to change the file. Goes to the prints. And where's the there file for the person? And got that right. So this is going to be 5,600 by 8,000 pixels, which is quite alright. I wish I had the negative. The quality of the image would be much better, but that's what we have. And then we just go and scan. I'm not going to use the fancy things here. I'm kind of satisfied with this level of usage here. And here's the start with calibration and then scanning. Now it's just waiting for the scanner to do its job. 60%. It predicts a 133 megabyte file. Let's see what it actually comes out of. Oh, oh, forgot to change the name, but that's not the name. Oh, we can change that. 97, 98, 99. And now it does a little bit of processing, so the scanning part is done. And it should come into this folder. Saving finished. There we have. Let's change this. Okay, now we can get rid of the change to Photoshop. There, get rid of the scanning software and go there. Just drop it in. And have the image. And the first things first, always put the copyright stuff, editing stuff, even though it's not a photograph I take. Red hole scanning. Okay, what shall we do? I have a tablet and a pen, so this is kind of fun. I'll try to get some of the. I'm not going to do a full restore here. I'm going to try to get the biggest spots. That area, some of the spots here. The corner has a little dent. So let's go for maximum. And this is pretty much just tabbing on. Probably a little bit too big, 63 pixels, maybe more. Making these defects. I'm not gonna take all of them. No. Just so that the picture looks good. And this is just my preferred way of pictures. Thousands and thousands. This is just mine. It's very easy to see which one is actually from the picture and which is something else. Wonder what that looks like an N, but that's not sure if that's the image. Oh, these are. This one is a little bit bigger, so just around. Let's see what fill is. Shift F5. Let's see what it does. Ah, good enough. Control D. Hair. Or a hair, it's probably a pencil. What it looks like. Oh, good. Okay. The biggest watches away. Wow. Okay. Quite a few stuff. 100% resolution of the candy. So, and I'm going to save it in a different file, so I always have the original scanned available for future use. As I said, skills in Photoshop want to improve. When they do improve here, I edit, the better I get. Also trying naturally to learn new things. This is big enough just to go with the, and it should kind of blend in. Whole point. It still looks like I've got the distraction. It's just like the artists that actually restore historical or just old painting. They have to do, and it's always about not getting the viewer's attention in the blemishes or big big part of it, just to be able to look into the photograph and distracted by these little spots you have. I'm gonna leave some. They go all, as I said, like this is at least at the point. Let's see when it gets into get most of these out, and then we can see if we need to do some more. Base is always critical, like big booger here, it's gone. That looks that don't really belong. This crackling effect is just old pictures. I'm not going to try to remove that. That's just shows the that didn't do a bit of. There we are. We're just copying and pasting small area. Luckily, there's not much in the eyes because interesting. It seems like this little hair has a shadow. Must be there in the processing. That's need to get this even smaller. There. The eyes are the most important part in a photograph portrait like this. Okay. See, some difficult. Back to the little bigger brush. Now we can So I take away. Click, 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 click. This is kind of the meditative part. I kind of enjoy it. I just don't have to really just let it go. Just how things form. This type of it, not for all, because be patient. But for me, it's kind of relaxing. Though my right arm is not always, doesn't always agree that. So cleaner. I just go by. I know these white spots don't belong, or different brown spots. I'm trying to pick ones that my eye catches, and slowly everything, the biggest ones, kind of disappear. Hair part is a little bit more trickier. Quite a lot of this white stuff. I wonder if duration that the print has gone through, so, and the paper, white paper going through. That's too big, so I'm just take the most destructive parts away. Okay, let's take a peek what the whole image looks like. I don't know about this area. Oh, this one. Let's see, make it vanish. Try with the basic fill. Let's see if the okay. It's good enough. I took it away. Ooh, I got one viewer. Say hello if you want to. I should be able to see it on my screen. This is actually my second live stream that I really tried. I did one yesterday. Crashed after 2 hours. And I didn't know it. So, but I'm practicing. Once I'm getting comfortable with this streaming, I will be able to take in photos from other people. And this is all about learning process be everybody edits their photos differently. And kind of fun to compare. Just what create, and then you look at how someone else has done the same photo, edited, how they would like to see that. Not sure if that is belongs to the person, but no. I'll just most of the distracting red spots. Or black spots. There. They're not part of the any form. Okay. This corner. It's kind of a distraction one, especially when corner, at least in my mind, but let's just add a more. Get it even out. Let's try the Photoshop where fill. To remove screen did I have? I have both screens, so you can see them both. And this is what it shows, and this is pretty good. There. Oops, that's a big, and it's gone. This extraction area. I think the plain fill will do this fine. Oh, it's just background. Oh, can actually do many areas at once if you want. Deal. And they're gone. Oops. Please change to that. The pen is not good for making selections from drop-down menus, but it's basically for this editing purpose. It is just way better mouse. It's much more natural. I wish I had the money to buy one of those Wacom, they call artboards or whatever, where you have the image basically underneath. It's a kind of additional screen. That would be nicer, but they are costly. Okay. Have a look how it looks. There's still a few spots. I missed that. Okay, at this point I will do just do the same, but I edit it. So just I keep the original scanned version, and I can always go back. Well, LZ and leave because it's going to be still lossless. I do like the IBM PC, but I don't know why it always goes from Macintosh. There. Saving done. Now on. So change the file name here. Okay, back to the Steiner, and we can actually start making it look a little better. Get rid of the color, make it black and white, actually. I actually. Oops. Let's see what it comes out of. Yeah. Kind of distracted. I need to do the That's a distraction. That's a distraction. That one. And I still probably gonna take that one too. Okay. Let's do those. This one should go. And this is just the fill command. Here. To get it to. And I'm gonna go and the quantitative fill. Be much more easy. And this is just a selection. The green color is just a selection where it's gonna be copying to this area. So anything that's not really the background probably is below it. Oh, Looks very good. What else? Oh yeah, this one. And that one. This will be interesting to see how Bill works with this one. Let's try with Bill. And that's good enough. Hopefully. All it needs to be so that the eye doesn't kind of get distracted. Let me see, as I said. Okay. Just making the selection. Let's see how the fill does, especially on this. A little bit of touch up. And we got our pens away. Let's look at the big picture. Yeah, we can live with that. File. I'm gonna save this as the edited version. Let's crop this a bit. 2x3, yeah, works fine. Up. Back in the middle. This is 5.7. 5.7 is better. There. Bingo. And this image is RGB color. It's only 8 bits, but that's the way it is. And let's go for the Dxo Silver Fx. So it treats different things that we can do to a black and white image. And there There's all sorts of different variations. This is underexposed, overexposed, high contrast. It loses the details. Really makes interesting stuff. High structure. And we can always compare to the original way it was in black and white. Actually like this. Let's see. This was low key. So it brings out the, you still see the suit and little hit there. And as you can see, everything finished in the back. The blemishes and everything else are still left here. Not really a design here. It's highly dotted. You can actually add grain, blend it more. See, full dynamic. Ouch. So that's everything what detail is available in the image. This was full dynamic harsh. Yeah. Same smooth. A little bit too much. I do like this fine art process, but not this. Actually play with all these sliders here. This kind of a ghosty silhouette. Not good for this. Soft sepia. Let's look at the original image here and put it on the other screen. You can definitely see the difference. It's nice. Noir. No. Yellowed image. And this thing frame. I don't like the frames. They're antique. It's one way to see it. Nice. You can still make it darker. See the histogram here. This is not that old. Dark pop. It's dark sepia, but I don't like that one. This is really awful lot of selection. Kind of dark edges. And let's achieve this effect better. We think we can select where the center line goes, but intense grain. So we got a grain here. Now, classic portrait. Soft classic portrait. Let's look back at the low key version. It's at -14. So let's see. A little bit more. Like that. Let's see. We can select film type. So we got the effect of the original film or whatever. Like, I probably keep it neutral. I'm not a fan of these, but here's the grain. And it's very small. We look at the one. Here's the effect of the grain. As I said earlier, this is the make it softer, the grain. More harsher. I think it's gonna be harder. And we can always compare it to the. I do like this. Okay, and let's make it fit. So here's that's the black and white conversion. And toning. Let's go for the coffee tone, different levels, copper, and sepia. I'm just looking at the original image. I think just a very light sepia. And that's it. Get rid of that. I didn't escape out of the. Oops. Need a layer. Oh, yeah. What on earth happened? I press escape just when I. Oh, dear me. Okay. Now we know what we want, so it's not going to take that long. We have to redo this. That was my bad. Press escape a little bit too quickly. Slow key. And then we need to go look at the grain. Oh, yeah, this was just minus 4%. Was a little bit lighter, not as dark. And where were our pixels? Yep, light, yeah, for toning. Coffee, sepia, the lightest. Hit it. And apply. This should do it. There we go. And this is going to be the save a copy. So this is going to be a JPEG version. I'm not going to do it a TIFF. And this is the full screen, full size, sorry, screen full size. And maximum take that away. And now make it kind of a publishable size on the web. 5,300 by 7,000. So I like this 1080, which comes from the full HD. And that's the full size image. And this has to go export as. And copyright information along with it. And excellent quality. Export. Edited. 1080. And that's it. We're done with it. And we can look at the screen number 2. I'm going to put the original in there. So that you see the full. This is the original. Oops, older. Here's the just editing the blemishes. And that's the final version.